Hello, and thank you for tuning in. This short video is about NDAA and you. As we all know, on New Year's Eve, President Obama gave us a nice little gift, the NDAA, that has provisions 1021 and Section 1022. Most people focus on, especially Congresswoman Sandy Adams, who emailed me back stating that I should not worry. Not in Section 1021 states that nothing in this section shall be construed to affect existing law or authorities relating to the detention of United States citizens. So nothing affects existing law. 1022 is more bold. It says, excuse me, United States citizens, the requirement to detain a person in military custody under this section does not extend to citizens of the United States. The requirement, in other words, whether you have to or not, the requirement to detain a person who is a United States citizen, under military custody does not extend to U.S. citizens. Does not extend to U.S. citizens. Well, the slight issue with these two provisions is their wording and their title, because the 1021 is called the affirmation of authority, while 1022 is the one that is simply labeled military custody for foreign Al-Qaeda terrorists. So this is military custody of Al-Qaeda. Why are they going through so much length to label specifically Al-Qaeda terrorists? I would hope that if Los Zetas or any other sort of terrorist, the IRA, the Los Zetas, the ELN, the FARC from Colombia, or any other sort of terrorist group. But apparently the boogeyman in the closet is Al-Qaeda, so let's go ahead and make sure that everyone is reminded of Al-Qaeda. But why does this one, the affirmation of authority, explain that it's nothing affects existing law, while military custody of Al-Qaeda, Section 1022, simply states the detention does not extend to U.S. citizens? Very, very simple wording. No run around, no loopholing, no under the cover sort of explanation. Well, my question is then, what is existing law? But more importantly, how is the president, who is being affirmed, in other words, yes, you have this power, your authority is now legal, how do they understand the law? Because if Bush is taking people like Jose Padilla and many others that we won't even ever hear about, and Obama is executing people like Anwar al-Maliki, who are U.S. citizens, and his son, whoops, then we need to find out what's the existing law that they're talking about and how is it affected. So it's a very kind of wordy, rhetorically gifted way of misleading people to believe that these two are the same. But if you cut down on the BS, cut down on the extra rhetorical hay they stack on top of the wording, you can simply cut it down to affirmation of authority, military custody of Al-Qaeda, nothing affects existing law, requirement does not extend to U.S. citizen. Why couldn't they just put these two the same? Also interesting to note is subsection 4F for 1021, which states that just slide down just a little. the requirement for briefings of Congress that the Secretary of Defense shall regularly brief Congress regarding the application of the authority described in this section, including organizations, entities, and individuals considered to be covered persons for purposes of Section B2. In other words, the definition and also the determination of who gets to be considered a covered person. So basically, this is an application of title, the application of the title of covered person. In other words, who is a covered person? Not technically, but does it really matter when you're applying it and not applying it? That borderlines on profiling. Hey, we'll apply the law to this certain group. We won't apply the law to this certain group. Or maybe we'll apply it to all groups. Maybe we won't apply it at all. So that's the kind of gamble that the current president is making and letting future generations, whether Republican or Democrat, take care of in the future. So the question is going to be, who gets interned next time around another war starts? Will it be the Italians? Will it be the Germans? Will it be the Japanese, as was the case in World War II? Or will it be the Middle East descended people? What if you're Palestinian? What if you're Iraqi? What if you're Saudi? Oh, Ron Paul 2012.